This Red Sox-Rays series on NESN is brought to you by LL Bean, inspiring products designed for a reason. And this evening from Fenway, the Red Sox are back home for a quick 3-game series. Here come the Tampa Bay Rays, and the hope is with the rainy weather on the way, the Red Sox will be able to play all 3 games. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Fenway. Great to have you with us. I'm Dave O'Brien alongside the Red Sox Hall of Famer Jerry Remy. And Jerry, of course, the weather is coming, and the Red Sox have already changed tomorrow's start time from 7 o'clock to 1 o'clock. There was a big change in the lineup at the top of the last road trip. John Farrell shuffling the top, and it's paid off.
Yeah, when a manager does that, he doesn't know all the time what the results are going to be, obviously. You try to put people in position where they're going to be successful, and man, has it worked out for John Farrell this time. The 1, 2, 3 spots in the order have been absolutely incredible the last 5 games. Look at Mookie Betts at .455 with 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. Dustin Pedroia, a lot of extra base hits, 4 doubles, a home run, 5 RBIs. And Bogart's hitting .400 with 4 doubles, a triple, and 3 RBI. And that's getting incredible production out of your top 3 guys. And, you know, as I said, as a manager, the way the Red Sox were going, you're looking for a way to jumpstart that offense. And, you know, what do I do? How do I do that? I try to get my 3 best hitters at the top of the lineup, and that's exactly what he did. And, man, have they produced.
All cooking right now. And by the way, so is the Red Sox closer, Craig Kimbrel. Jemiah Webster by in just a moment to talk about Kimbrel, who the other day had an immaculate inning. That's 3 strikeouts and just 9 pitches. Probably nobody in baseball pitching better right now than the Red Sox closer. Sox and the Rays coming up tonight from Fenway. By Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger Program. Plain Ridge Park Casino, 45 minutes from Boston. Mazda, driving matters. And by Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide, that's transparency. Time now for our Xfinity X1 report as we send it down to Jemiah Webster.
Thanks, Dave. Craig Kimbrel's immaculate inning, believed to be just the 83rd in Major League Baseball history. He struck out 3 batters on 9 pitches and has been dominant for most of his career. I talked to Matt Barnes in the clubhouse, and he says Craig has been incredible, and he's asking him tips on how to strike out batters. Manager John Farrell was with us during our Friday Night Fenway show, and he told TC about Kimbrel's outing as of late.
You talk about a guy came in and get 2 outs in the 8th inning yesterday and throws 10, 11 pitches. And let's face it, for a closer, there's a lot of mental build-up. There's a lot of adrenaline going there. And to be able to turn it back on and go out in the 9th inning and strike out the side on 9 pitches, it's almost unheard of. I think what Craig Kimbrel's doing is really impressive, and I think our fans are getting an unbelievable treat to see the strikeouts both he and with Chris Sale are amassing, the number of swing and miss that they're able to generate. It's fun for us to watch at our level and what we've seen so many guys before them go through, but they're at an elite level right now.
Catcher Sandy Leon probably giving the highest compliment, saying Kimbrel is great to catch, but he doesn't want to face him as a hitter. We got baseball coming up. Rick Porcello in search of his 3rd win. Dave O'Brien, Jerry Remy, they got the call on the other side.
Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. The weather just fine here tonight. Here in Boston, temperature in the lower 50s and a lot of clear skies tonight. Red Sox on the diamond here for game 1. Here's a look at the Rays lineup. It's brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. It'll be Corey Dickerson to lead things off, followed by Brad Miller and Evan Longoria. Logan Morrison has 9 home runs. He's followed by Ricky Weeks. And then Rasmus, Beckham, Kiermaier, and Norris. They are all up against the Red Sox starter presented by New England Audi dealers. Rick Porcello coming in 2-4, ERA of 3.95, his second outing against Tampa Bay this season.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and they are 14th in the league, 29 errors in 34 games. Josh Rutledge will be at third base, Xander Bogaerts the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia at second, and Mitch Moreland at first. Left and right, Andrew Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr. and Mookie Betts, and Sandy Leon doing the catching for Porcello.
Umpires tonight are brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. That'll be Corey Blazer behind the plate with Jeff Nelson at first, Laz Diaz at second. Doug Eddings will make the decisions at third base. And set for the first pitch tonight at Fenway. Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays, hopefully for 3 games. Weather permitting. Rick Porcello, the reigning Cy Young Award winner, with his first one. Slap foul, and we're underway.
Porcello trying to bounce back from a very tough outing the first time he faced the Rays. He only lasted 4 1/3 in that game, gave up 8 hits and 8 earned runs, including 4 home runs. But since that time, he's pitched great baseball.
The 0-1 to Dickerson, who's been real hot. 326, but he pops this one up. Rutledge around the bag. And in fair ground makes the catch for the first out. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit copper2toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Here's the weather now, brought to you by Benjamin Moore. Paint like no other. Right now 53 degrees. Those temperatures are going to drop into the 40s tonight. Forecast says fair. We wish we could say that's the forecast for the entire weekend. But again, if you missed it, tomorrow's game has already been changed from a 7 o'clock first pitch to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. In there for a strike on Brad Miller. So the Red Sox very proactive about this forecast. And if you hold a ticket for tomorrow, make sure you're here at 1 o'clock. And the 0-1 breaking ball is fouled at the plate.
Hey, look at a guy like Miller against Porcello. He's got 4 career home runs against Rick. But Porcello very quickly ahead here. No balls and 2 strikes.
And a slender right-hander with an 0-2. On deck, Longoria. Tampa Bay coming in with a record of 17-20. They're in 4th place. Sox at 18-16 after splitting the 6 games on the road trip. And a dramatic win yesterday in Milwaukee on the Mookie Betts home run. He hit the daylights out of it. 1-2. Now, Jerry talked about how well Porcello has been pitching. He could easily be 4-2 right now.
Now, without question, that ERA dropped to 3.95.
And left that one up a little bit, according to the home plate umpire, and a count 2-2.
Yeah, a little bit above the strike zone. Looked like it might have been called a strike, but it was just a little bit high. See, pitch number 5 just above the top of the zone.
A 2-2. 3-2. Boy, 2 close ones.
And that's one that he wants too. That's that 2-seamer that comes back to the inside corner, but just missing.
John Farrell not delighted with the strike zone of the younger umpire. Line shot, but caught by Moreland. Kind of the way it's going right now between Porcello and Miller when he's up there, but Porcello thought he had him struck out maybe more than once.
Yeah, line shot, but you can see right there Moreland in the screen, and he's able to make that play. Sinking line drive.
So 2 up, 2 down. Longoria will climb in, hitting .234. Kind of a slow start for him. He's been better in May after a very chilly April. And a high fly ball into left field, driving back Benintendi at the wall, turning, has to play it off the green. He'll gun into second base, and walking in there with a double, Evan Longoria.
I'll tell you, when you've been away for home from a week and you get back to Fenway, you realize how close that left field wall is. I thought that was just a routine fly ball.
It's amazing.
And that ball finds itself off the left field wall. So with 2 outs, Longoria with the double to get in a scoring position.
So in the last 2 left fields that Benintendi has played in, that's an out. He's catching that ball.
Absolutely.
You know, in Minnesota and Milwaukee.
Welcome back to Fenway.
It is an adjustment. And that'll send up Logan Morrison, who's really been drilling the ball. He has 9 home runs and he's hitting .252. Remember, he hit a grand slam off of the Red Sox right here back in April. Runner at second, and he fouls it away for strike 1.
The Red Sox go into the shift against Morrison. 3 infielders on the right side: Bogarts, Pedroia, Moreland. Only Rutledge left at third base.
Morrison has hit 4 home runs in his last 8 games, so he's locked in pretty good. No score at top of the first. This is another guy that Rick Porcello has to be very careful with, because Morrison is 10 for 24 off him with a home run. Red Sox hoping to gain some ground in the division tonight. Baltimore out in front by half a game over the Yankees. Red Sox are right on third place, 4.5 out. Coming into the weekend. 2-1. Porcello in his last couple of starts has 13 strikeouts and no walks. So he's been throwing a ton of strikes.
And this is a team that will strike out a lot, the Tampa Bay Rays.
And Chris Sale going tomorrow afternoon in game 2. Runner at second, a 2-1 on the way. He's gone to a 3-ball count, 3-1 on Morrison.
And tried to go back door with the breaking ball that time, but missed the outside corner with it. Pitching very carefully to Morrison here with that man in scoring position, even though it's the first inning.
He's got first base open, although Porcello hates to walk anybody. Weeks on deck. He's their DH tonight. He's only hitting 194. And a 3-1 to Morrison. Big hack, and he fouls it back. 3-2. Well, great to be back home, but we all have to unpack and pack again very quickly.
I unpacked my stuff this morning and will repack. Well, actually not tomorrow morning because the game has been moved to 1 o'clock, but tomorrow evening. And then off we go on Sunday.
Off we go. On to St. Louis. Couple of games with the Cardinals and then keep heading west on to Oakland for a 4-game series against the A's in Northern California. Longoria leading at second, 3-2. Hard ground ball behind the bag and stopped by Moreland. He'll take it himself for the 3rd out. So Porcello pitches around the double in the first inning. No score. Red Sox coming up. Brought to you by Toyota's website for deals. Buyatoyota.com. Mookie Betts, the hero of yesterday in right. Dustin Pedroia, he's hot. He's at second. Xander Bogaerts at short. Andrew Benintendi in left field, now at 5 homers. Chris Young is tonight's DH. Mitch Moreland at first base. Josh Rutledge at third. Sandy Leon doing the catching. Jackie Bradley in center field hitting 9th. Facing the right-hander Alex Cobb, 2-3 with a 3.56 ERA. Cobb born in Boston. And his first one on the way to Mookie for ball 1.
Brad Miller in the shift already against Mookie Betts, moved over to that shortstop side.
Betts with a game-winning home run yesterday in Milwaukee, a 3-run blast in the 9th inning. And his last 4 games, he is 10 for 17. It's a .588 batting average with 3 homers and 9 runs batted in. So he's barreling up just about everything right now. The 1-1.
The ball he hit yesterday, typical Mookie Betts, fastball middle in, and he just launched that out of the ballpark in Milwaukee. Second deck.
It was a very animated romp around the bases too, and a clutch moment. The 2-1. Popped him up. Right side of the diamond. Miller has to shift over into right field. One away.
Let's look at the Rays defense. They're 11th in the American League, 24 errors in 37 games. Evan Longoria at third base, Tim Beckham the shortstop, Brad Miller at second, and Logan Morrison the first baseman. Left to right, Corey Dickinson, Kevin Kiermaier, and Colby Rasmus. Derek Norris doing the catching.
Now, son of Dustin Pedroia closing in on a 300 average, 296 with 2 home runs and a 9-game hitting streak.
Red Sox tonight off Cobb, who underwent Tommy John surgery a couple of years ago. They'll see a fastball, a curveball, and a lot of changeups.
It's always been kind of a hallmark of the Tampa Bay organization. Guys who throw lots of changeups.
Yeah, he's got a very good one. He throws it a lot during the course of a game. So far, not one yet, but you'll see it.
They really do start that in the minor leagues. They expect their pitchers all to throw changeups. Good off-speed stuff fouled away by Dustin. Time for our twisted but true fact. Dustin Pedroia has an extra base hit in 7 straight games. It's his longest such streak since he went 8 games in July of 2011. Twisted tea tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted. This top of the order, this 1-2-3, and then Benintendi in the cleanup spot has settled in very nicely for John Farrell. Even though they scuffled to score until the home run by Mookie Betts yesterday, and a ground ball right at Miller. 2 down. Bogarts will be next.
Cobb in his career against the Red Sox, 3-3 with a 3.79 ERA. He faced them earlier this season, but gave up 11 hits in 5 innings to the Red Sox in that game.
Game the Red Sox would win 7-5. Boston 3-1 against Tampa Bay so far this season. Bogarts at .342. Still looking for that first homer. 2 down, bases empty. Started him off with a breaking ball. Time of the unlimited baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Longest active hitting streak. Xander Bogaerts #1 at 14 in a row. Last year hit in 26 consecutive games. A shot and a base hit. He wastes no time tonight to make it a 15-gamer as he rips a solid single.
A good job staying back by Xander that time. It was the first changeup that Cobb has thrown in the game, and Bogart's all over it. You see, he gets on his front foot, but his hands stay back and his head stays on the baseball, and he's able to pick up that base hit with 2 outs. Ball getting by Longoria at third base very quickly.
2-out single for Xander brings up Andrew Benintendi at .316 with 5 homers. He and Mookie Betts are tied for the club high in RBIs at 22. In for a strike. Norris came up to gun, but Bogarts actually bluffed and retreated to first base.
Now, Cobb is very slow to home plate, and it's a good guy to get a jump off of if you're a base stealer.
Two down, a man on, and the 0-1 pitch to Benintendi. And a breaking ball off the edge of the plate.
See what Cobb does when he's got a man that can run at first base. He'll use a little bit of the slide step, which means he doesn't bring that front leg up as high. But still, even with the slide step, not real quick to the plate.
Chris Young on deck, scoreless here in the first inning. And a shot, gloved by Longoria. He'll throw to first base. Little hesitation, but he got the out there. He was thinking about second. That almost cost him, but he made an outstanding play. Out number 3. No score after 1. And Porcello will take on 5, 6, and 7 in the batting order here for Tampa Bay. That starts with Ricky Weeks, 194 with 2 home runs. On Wednesday against Kansas City, he hit the 161st home run of his career, but his very first at Tropicana Field. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And a strike.
Well, that pitch was high there, and Weeks didn't like the call at all. First of all, he was bending away, thought the ball was going to hit him. And then when he turned around and saw that it was called a strike, he looked awfully disappointed in that. The ball appeared to be high out of the strike zone.
1-1, much too high, but it's tough to get a read on what the strike zone is right away.
Yeah, right now it's sometimes it looks wide and big, sometimes it looks very small. But we're early in this game, just loosening up.
The 2-1 right through there at 93. So 2-2 on Weeks, Rasmus on deck, and then Tim Beckham for a Tampa Bay team that can hit home runs, and they can also strike out by the bushel. Chopper foul.
And they draw a lot of walks too. Very unusual offense. They draw a lot of walks. They strike out a lot. They hit a lot of home runs. They can run a little bit.
Kevin Cash, their skipper. And a 2-2. There's a shot toward the alley. Nobody out there. It's cleanly into the gap. Jackie Bradley scoops it on the warning track. Weeks wants second. The throw is sailed, and he's got himself a double. Second 2-base hit off Porcello in the first 2 innings.
Yeah, Weeks jumps all over a high fastball that time. He finds that gap, and Bradley got to it, backhanded it. It looked like it might have been close at second base, but the throw was going to be high. There's that play right there, and he feels he's got an opportunity. Strong throw, but way too high up over the head of Pedroia, and Weeks in with the nobody out double, already in scoring position.
I remember with Rick Porcello, one of his losses was to Tampa Bay, and as you mentioned, the worst outing of the year for him. He surrendered 4 home runs in 4 1/3. So he was hit hard by the Rays. Here's Rasmus batting .320. Goes after the first pitch and flicks it foul. He is 3 for 9 lifetime against Porcello.
Yeah, right now Rasmus on a 5-game hitting streak.
He has good power. He's had 5 consecutive seasons with at least 15 homers. Top half of the second, no score yet, and a cut and a miss. That one got by him at 94.
It's another guy the Red Sox shift on, but if you notice in the shift they leave Rutledge close to third base. You have to do that, because if you don't leave him close to third base, the man at second will easily steal it.
Porcello has him down 0-2, trying to put him away. And he does. Late cut by Rasmus on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. First strikeout for Rick Porcello.
And last time Porcello faced the Rays, he had 5 strikeouts. So this time he picks up his first on a fastball to the outside part of the plate. And a very late swing by Rasmus on that pitch.
Lexus is making a pledge to strike out hunger. Every time a Sox pitcher strikes out a Rays batter, Lexus will donate $50 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Here's Beckham, the shortstop, 264 with power. He's hit 6 home runs. They have a lot of guys who swing for the fences, and he's one of them. Strike one.
It's like he was taking all the way on that first pitch, trying to gauge the fastball there by Porcello.
Weeks at second with 1 out. 0-0 second inning. And the 0-1 home. Another late cut on a big fastball.
Yeah, 95 that time from Porcello to the outside part of the plate.
Chris Sale tomorrow at 1 o'clock. First pitch from the tall left-hander, coming in with a 1.92 ERA. He'll be opposed by fellow lefty Blake Snell. And time is granted Beckham.
Yeah, the Red Sox trying to do everything they possibly can to play around this bad weather this weekend. Moving the game up tomorrow to 1 o'clock from 7 o'clock. Hoping for the best on Sunday.
Hoping for the best for all you moms who are scheduled to be here. 0-2, late swing again, and fouled off to the crowd on the right field line.
Very protective swing that time on another 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Porcello.
Sunday's game scheduled for 1:35. Monday's actually a day off. Red Sox will have that in St. Louis. Always a fun trip to get into that very fine baseball city. At Busch Stadium. 0-2 ground ball to third base. Charging in Rutledge goes after the runner Weeks. He runs him down and he gets him. Weeks is tagged out. That's a base running mistake.
A big mistake. You're already in scoring position. I don't know what he was thinking about there, because you know, ground ball on that side, you got to make sure the ball goes through. And there you see Rutledge very heads up as he knew Weeks was coming off that bag. He just runs him back and tags him, and that eliminates a man from scoring position. So base running blunder there by the Rays.
So now 2 down, with Beckham becoming the runner at first base. And here's Kiermaier, who's really off to a slow start, hitting .207 with 1 home run. I think the odd thing about Kiermaier's season, Jerry, is defensively he's not playing that well. Not by his standards. And first pitch is low ball 1.
Yeah, 4 errors on the season for Kiermaier in center field. That's very unusual.
Made 3 of those in a 4-game series against Kansas City, matching his total error total over the previous 144 games. And the 1-0 sneaks in there for a strike. His last 19 games, he's hitting .119. Beckham aboard with 2 down. And Rick Porcello with a 1-1. That's a strike.
See if Beckham tries to go here with 2 strikes and 2 outs and try to get in a scoring position. Certainly aware of the arm on Leon and also the arm on Vasquez. Leon also throwing the ball very well.
1-2 runner holds and swung on and popped into left, charging up Benintendi, and that'll do it. Porcello with very good work there. It was a base running mistake. Remember the leadoff double, he gets out of it, no score. Would you like to have the DH in both leagues? Text 1 for yes, 2 for no. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. 1 message per vote. What do you think?
I would like to see the DH in both leagues. I've always been a fan of the DH. Old-time baseball people don't like it. I do.
Chris Young to start the 2nd inning. You know, it did bring up a lot of interesting points in conversation and strategy when we were watching the pitchers hit in Milwaukee.
Doesn't excite me. It really doesn't.
You were bored by it. The 0-1 pitch is cut on and missed. I would like to see the DH in both leagues because I want to see it unified.
Yeah, and you know, you think about a guy like David Ortiz, right? How much longer did he last because of the DH?
Yeah, and the moments he provided. Think about Edgar Martinez. You know, some of the greatest DHs of all time and how their careers became great careers when they became DHs.
Yeah, you know, it's just me, but I don't find, you know, the bunt extremely appealing, and the
when a pitcher tries it.
Yeah, the double switch. I don't, you know, big deal to me. That's just always been my feeling. I guess because I grew up with the DH.
Yeah. I would really like to see both leagues have it. And it would add more offense in the National League. The 0-2 pitch to Young, who's hitting .267 with 2 home runs. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Moreland on deck, and then Rutledge. I'll be interested to see how the poll comes out. Fans feel the same way in overwhelming numbers. Cobb home with a 1-2.
I've always kind of felt like pitchers in the game today are like quarterbacks in football. You know, you don't want to take those extra gambles with quarterbacks running and getting themselves hurt. You know, why have a pitcher go to the plate and have a chance to get hurt, you know, by being hit by a pitch? I don't know.
Or run the bases.
I'll run the base. Exactly.
We saw that 2-2 on the way, and that's in there for strike 3. Remember Clay Buchholz when he was having a good year a few years ago, injuring himself on the bases.
Yeah, and Stephen Wright also the same thing.
Yes, diving back into second in Los Angeles.
Good fastball here on the inside corner, just completely freezing Chris Young on a chilly night at Fenway.
First strikeout for Cobb. That'll bring up Mitch Moreland, 270, 2 homers, 16 runs batted in. Red Sox nothing, Tampa Bay nothing here in the second. There are those cases once in a blue moon, like when Bartolo Colon hit a home run, which was like earth-shattering stuff. That's fascinating, but you look at some pitchers' batting averages, it barely registers. With all the times they strike out, I'm not coming down on pitchers as hitters, but there's only like one Madison Bumgarner.
Yeah, I'm also not sure. I don't know, because I've never had to do it, obviously. But if I was a pitcher, I think I would just rather concentrate on pitching. And I know they like to hit and they like to take batting practice, but I think in a game situation, if you can just concentrate on pitching, I think that's an advantage.
Sure. One man out, bases empty, and a 2-0 in there for a strike on Mitch Moreland. And I know what a lot of pitchers are going to say. They're going to say, hey, when I was in school, I tore the cover off the ball. I was a 400 hitter.
Well,
I hit home runs.
I tell you, to be honest with you, I watch a lot of the Red Sox pitchers take batting practice before we go to a National League ballpark. And I'm telling you, some guys can really hit.
They can.
But it's a little different when you're hitting once a year.
Yeah, yeah. High twisting pop-up, foul ground. And look at Cobb go after it. The pitcher over near his dugout, but not going to get to it. So to count 2-2 on Moreland. Rutledge on deck. Yeah, there's some guys who can really swing it, even among the Red Sox. We've seen some guys get up there in batting practice before we went to Milwaukee, and they were hitting shots. Some of them getting those up into the monster seats.
I'll tell you who had a great BP. It was Pomerantz in where were we? Milwaukee.
Yeah, Drew's hit a couple of home runs in his career.
Yeah.
In major league games. Cobb home with a 2-2. Right back to the pitcher. Halfway to first and out number 2.
Fans, don't miss NESN Live weeknights at 5:30 on NESN. Catch the latest on all your favorite New England sports teams. NESN Live is presented by Cross Insurance.
Rutledge to dig in, back in third base. His batting average up to 286. Josh, since going 0 for 4 in his season debut against the Yankees, has hit safely in 6 out of 7 at .333. So he's been making regular contact. Sandy Leon on deck. With a buzz among the media and a lot of other folks was over Craig Kimbrel's performance, not just yesterday in Milwaukee, but what he has done this season. Right back to the hill. Backhand stop by Cobb. Up and over to get him. And the Red Sox go 1-2-3. No score after 2. Back home for 3 quick games here, all against Tampa Bay. And Derek Norris, the catcher, first man in against Rick Porcello here in the 3rd. Then the top of the order, Dickerson and Miller. Norris at .213 for the season. Looks at strike 1. Cool night here at Fenway. And when Jerry Remy was asked about an inning ago if he wanted a cup of coffee, and the guy who usually brings our Dunkin' Donuts got a little caught in traffic, brings a great big box of coffee, Jerry said, you know what, I think I'll wait until he gets here.
Yeah, we waited one more inning and he showed up, right?
You've got your your Dunkin'.
It's great. Dunkin' every night, every game. About the 2nd inning they show up with coffee.
The 1-1 downstairs. One of the perks. No pun intended. 2 balls and 1 strike on Norris. Houston and the Yankees have gone to the 3rd inning there. 0-0. Astros playing very well. And a strike.
Another high strike call right there. There've been a few of those tonight. Going both ways. Red Sox way and Tampa Bay way.
Corey Dickerson, who's been their best hitter in terms of batting average, is up next. Here's the 2-2. And he left it up top.
Trying to get him chase the high fastball that time. You know, they call the high one on the pitch before, so figuring maybe he'll chase the high one, but that time he lays off.
And Porcello's 3-2. Pop foul back out of play. And as we went to commercial, we were talking a little bit about Craig Kimbrel and how well he's throwing the ball. Who might be throwing it as well? Certainly might be the guy going tomorrow for the Red Sox, and Chris Sale goes in 3-2, making that start against Blake Snell. But what Kimbrel's doing right now is just off the charts.
Yeah, he's not even throwing a ball. I mean, he's throwing all strikes with his fastball and breaking ball.
3-2, a chopper along the 3rd base line. Rutledge steadies, throws, going to be close and safe.
Extra strep there cost Rutledge. It's probably going to go as a base hit, but I think if Rutledge had to do this all over again, he would eliminate 1 step. Clearly safe at first base, there's no doubt about that. But you see Rutledge go back on this. Now he takes the 1 crow hop and then the 2nd crow hop. After the 2nd one, it's going to be a little bit late getting it to first base. So I think if he had to do that again, it'd be 1 crow hop and release.
It is going to be ruled a base hit for Norris on what should have been an out. And Dickerson is next. He's 0 for 1 with a pop up to 3rd. So that'll be their 3rd hit against Rick Porcello. And now they have changed it, and they are going to rule that an error on Rutledge. Just now putting that up on the board. So it's an E5. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Dickerson. Into the dirt. Nice stop by Sandy Leon to hold that runner at first base. And when you talk about Kimbrel not throwing even a ball, that's exactly true what he did in the 9th inning of that 5-out performance yesterday in Milwaukee. They call that an immaculate inning, where you strike out 3 guys and you throw only 9 pitches, all strikes. And that's what he did. Big swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Now we look at him yesterday in that ball game in Milwaukee. I mean, the live fastball at 98, 98 again away, and then the breaking ball, and it's like no chance. Absolutely no chance. And that's the kind of streak he's going through right now.
And if I told you that he was the 3rd Red Sox pitcher ever to accomplish that immaculate inning, of course you'd get Pedro Martinez, but the other guy who did it was Clay Buchholz. 1-2 fouled away off to the left. If you went by strikeouts per 9 innings, Kimbrel leads the majors. It would project to 18 strikeouts per 9 innings. So good he's been. Right-hand hitters are 0 for 28 against Kimbrel. But they're not even getting a whiff of him. He's making some good hitters look really bad. Norris safely on at first, and a 1-2 might be a double play. Pedroia to Bogaerts, 1 on the first 2. Red Sox with the twin killing and erasing that error.
Very acrobatic play by Bogaerts at shortstop. He was coming across that bag and had to jump over Norris. Pedroia going toward the bag. There's the flip. Now watch this. Has to leave his feet right there to get up above Norris. This is going to be a great shot of it right there and still get enough on that throw to get the out at first base. Nicely done by Xander Bogaerts.
So 2 down. Brad Miller will climb in with the bases empty. Lined out hard to the first baseman Moreland in the first. No score here in the third. Hard ground ball. Pedroia down on a knee. And Porcello quickly zipping through the inning and pitching around the error by his third baseman. 0-0. By LL Bean, inspiring products designed for a reason. By the way, they have just removed the error by Rutledge at third base and made it a hit.
I agree with that call, and I'll tell you why I agree with it. It was a mental error, not a physical error. You know, he took a couple of crow hop steps and he didn't get the man at first base, as we mentioned, but there was no physical error involved there.
Oh, there's Sandy Leon. And he'll take one in there for a called strike. Back to that play.
There's the play to Rutledge, and I don't believe he loses the ball in his glove at all. He's clean right there. He's got it out of the throwing hand. He just took one extra step. So, you know, that's why I believe it's a base hit. Now, people will argue with me on that, but that's okay. Won't be the first time I've been argued with.
Fastball inside, as we say hello to Alex. Alex Spear joining us from 108 Stitches in the Boston Globe.
Good to see you guys. I'm not arguing with anyone.
Good to have you. Hey, you and I were chatting before the game about Kimbrel and what he has done and what he is doing right now and how good he's been. I mean, off the charts good.
It's been crazy. This is someone who came to Boston as one of the best closers of all time, at least in those first 6 years of his career. And he's performing at a level that he's really never achieved before. When you look at, you guys saw the immaculate inning yesterday, which is just the 83rd time in Major League history that's ever happened.
Wow.
So you're looking at, once every 1.5 years or so on average. But he's striking out just about, I think, 53% of batters that he's facing, or no, 55% of batters he's facing this year. That'll be the highest rate of all time. He's just going up there. Guys have almost no chance at contact against him right now.
Swing and a miss. Sandy Leon going down hacking. One man away here in the third for the Red Sox.
Alex, I was thinking about that last night on the plane ride back, how some guys throw 98 and there's no contact. Other guys throw 98 and there's a lot of contact. There's got to be some deception with him to get a swing and miss all the time on the fastball.
It's a great point, because the case in point with the Red Sox is obviously Joe Kelly, who, as of a few appearances ago, had the lowest strikeout rate in the majors and the highest average fastball velocity in the majors. So those guys have been, clear contrast. The thing that Kimbrel does really effectively is he gets that backspin on the ball when he throws that fastball up in the zone, so it has the carry above the bat, and guys just swing under it. They can't make the adjustment. Their eyes trick them, basically, in terms of where it's going.
Up high on Jackie Bradley. But there's something even better about Kimbrel, who was an all-star last year and actually had a really fine season for the Red Sox. But this year, he's at a different level. He's jumped up another rung on the ladder.
Yeah, when you look at the strikeout to walk rate, it's insane for him. This is not someone who's gotten through his career with a minimum of walks. He's accepted that walks are okay because he'll be able to work around them with strikeouts. But in his case this year, he is attacking the strike zone. And it's so funny to think about his first couple appearances of this season. He couldn't find the strike zone at all with his curveball. And then it was really only starting in the third outing or so that he started to really get locked in. And now he can seemingly throw both the fastball and the curveball at will for strikes. That curveball looks like the fastball coming out of the hand. So if hitters knew which one of those was coming, they still might not hit it.
Ground ball to the right side, but gobbled up by Beckham. 2 up and 2 down for the Red Sox here in the third inning as we talk with Alex Spear. And we've talked about this exact thing. Jerry mentioned it yesterday, that you could almost tell the hitters what Kimbrel's about to throw, and it wouldn't matter. And we're not talking about second level hitters. We're talking about premier hitters.
Yeah, his stuff plays against the elite of the elite. When you have that kind of power breaking ball, then you're able to make people look really bad. They're not accustomed to seeing that kind of break coming at them on a pitch that's in the upper 80s to 90 miles an hour. It's pretty drastic, and especially when you look at it again, their decision making point is they're not able to figure out whether it's a fastball or a curveball until it's too late. So they're just guessing at nasty pitches.
Exactly. The other thing is he throws so hard at 98, 99, you can't look for the breaking ball. You've got to look for the fastball. And adjusting to that breaking ball is darn near impossible.
Mookie Betts serves that one to the shortstop Beckham. Gets rid of it. Got him. Bang, bang play. But Mookie thought he was safe. And John Farrell's on the top step. So we'll see if the Red Sox wind up challenging this.
Let's take another look at it. Has Mookie got the foot on? Well, the ball doesn't have to be in the pocket of the glove. That's the thing to remember on this. That's real close. I think this is going to hold up to be an out.
They're going to review it, and this play is being challenged.
Remember, the ball just has to be in the glove. It doesn't have to be in the pocket of the glove.
Mookie's pretty convinced on a bang bang play at first base. So we have 3 opinions on this. Jerry thinks it's going to hold up. I don't know right now. I'm going to wait to hear what you say, Alex.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's as close to a 50-50 as you'll get.
Come on, guys, take a stand.
I think that it's going to be too hard to say conclusively that he was in, given that pocket in the glove ruling.
I want to take another look at this thing as they see it in New York. I'm going to say safe.
Okay, I mean, everybody's got to take a stand on this. We've been wrong. I'm wrong most of the time anyway. But I just think the ball is there in the area of the glove before the foot hits the bag.
It also wouldn't be a Red Sox-Rays game without a challenge, though.
Right. We see a lot of them with these two. So they're taking a look at the replay command center.
I haven't checked it this year, but I do know that Kevin Cash, in his first couple of years as the Rays manager, was the runaway leader in terms of the number of challenges that he had, and John Farrell's been pretty high up there, which makes sense. The benefit to your team is enormous. You don't have to. It doesn't matter if you save a challenge and don't use it.
Well, the ones at first base, they're all close, you know. Well, they have a decision, and he's out, just like I said. Alex, great to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Thanks for being with us. The Red Sox wind up going 1-2-3, and we have a 0-0 game. Friend John Martin there, alive and kicking, giving us a big wave, and one of the great guys in our business with his family. And he's a goofball.
Yeah, sense of humor, a little bit of a sense of humor,
just a little bit.
Hey, look, we're on TV.
There's a beautiful family with him. Longoria with a high pop up, but that'll curl back out of play. Logan Morrison and then Ricky Weeks to follow. We have no score in the fourth. Red Sox trying to get back to 3 games over 500. Longoria first time up, doubled off the wall, but he was stranded. Then Ricky Weeks doubled to begin the second inning. He made a base running mistake and he was tagged out. Rick Porcello gave up a base hit to Norris to begin the third inning, but he was doubled up. So anytime Porcello has had a hint of trouble, he's gotten out of it. Porcello got a lot of run support his last outing, an 11-1 win at Minnesota. He went 7, gave up 1 run, didn't walk anybody. 2 bouncer to Rutledge across the diamond and bobbled by Moreland.
Now that's unusual to see Moreland bobble one like that, because that hop is fairly close to his glove, and a lot of times those are played by the first baseman. There's a throw across the diamond, and you can see how close it bounces the glove, and Moreland's going to be a little bit upset with himself for not making the play on that. The other thing too is he kind of stretched out toward second base instead of toward the ball, and that might have cost the bounce right there.
There'll be an error on the third baseman, Rutledge, and that is the 13th error by a Red Sox third baseman this season. And here's Morrison, who is 0 for 1. So Rutledge off to a bit of a shaky start defensively, although they did call that previous play a base hit instead of an error. This one goes as an E5.
The reason Rutledge is in that position right there in the shift, they want to keep Pedroia and Bogarts together as a double play combination in case there's a ground ball in their direction.
Well, Brock Holt with the Paw Sox is playing half the game at third base tonight because of the weather coming in. They want to make sure he gets some turns there in his rehab stint. And the 0-1 is too high. By the way, Brock Holt went 2 for 2. He has made steady progress on his way back. Of course, he had been battling the vertigo. Red Sox believe that was a result of the flu that he had early. Just like everybody else, fouled at the plate by Morrison.
Morrison hitting on top of the breaking ball that time and right down off his foot.
Fans, with Benjamin Moore, you can paint like no other. Go to benjaminmoore.com to find your nearest retailer. Morrison, the guy hit a grand slam off Porcello back on April 14th here.
Wants to go up and away with a fastball.
And foul tipped into the mitt, and down he goes.
You know, when you watch a guy like Morrison swing the bat, he's got a slight uppercut swing. So a lot of times when a guy has an uppercut swing, he becomes vulnerable to a high pitch. And that's why right here they go for the high fastball against him. You see the bat coming through the zone. It's an uppercut swing and the ball goes above the bat. I think Morrison was unhappy about a pitch earlier in that at bat.
He gave Blazer an earful on his way to the dugout. Here's Weeks now. He hit a double in the second. He grounds that one foul. One man gone. Orioles leading the division by half a game right now, and they're at Kansas City tonight. Rasmus on deck. Longoria on at first, and the 0-1. A shot into left field for a base hit. So Weeks is 2 for 2.
Calling all kids. Kids can now attend a game for free at Fenway Park when they sign up for Kid Nation. Free kids tickets are available for the first 25,000 tickets redeemed. Visit redsox.com/kidnation to sign up today.
Now they'll send up Rasmus, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And Porcello mating another of those because he has 2 men on and 1 away here.
Once again, the Red Sox are going to the shift, but with the man at second base, Rutledge has to stay close to third base. He can't go in that full shift because it would be an easy double steal. Now Bogart slightly back behind the bag at second.
2 on, 1 out. He rolls over on that one and a foul, strike 1. Ace Ticket is Boston's trusted source for tickets for the best seats at the lowest prices to all games at Fenway. Sox in town this weekend for Mother's Day. Ace Ticket has yours to bring mom out for a game. Don't wait. Visit aceticket.com or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. Rasmus with good power lays off a pitch in the dirt. 1-1. Rasmus had an excellent series against Kansas City in the Rays' last series. Went 6 for 12 with 2 home runs, and he drove in 5. First time up, Porcello whiffed him. 2-1. Longoria at second. He reached on the error. Weeks on at first. He reached on a single. And the 2-1.
Really good changeup that time by Porcello. Really fooled Rasmus. You know, that pitch going down, off speed, down and away from Rasmus. That's one you almost wish he would have made contact on, because it might have been a double play to end the inning.
2-2. Looking for his second strikeout of Rasmus. And that one gets away from Leon all the way to the backstop. So Longoria goes to third and Weeks into second.
That'll probably go as a pass ball on Leon. It was a changeup again, but very strange the way he went after that. I don't know if he might have been crossed up or not. There you see the changeup grip, and you see him go very late down for the baseball, and it goes right off the webbing of the glove.
Yeah, it'll be a pass ball.
Very late reaction by Leon to that changeup.
Well, it's the kind of reaction you see from a catcher oftentimes with a knuckleball guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Diving down and a pass ball. So 2 men in scoring position suddenly here for Tampa Bay in the fourth. And a scoreless game. And a full count on Rasmus. Here's the payoff pitch. He struck him out looking. Well, that's a big second out for Rick Porcello.
That's the second time he's got him tonight, and both times on a fastball. Just looking at a fastball right here, right down the heart of the plate. I mean, that's a perfect pitch to swing at, but obviously looking for something other than that pitch in that situation.
Well, it's been the case where Porcello tonight has been on the verge several occasions, giving up a run, and he's buckled down and refused to do it. Now he goes after Beckham, who is 0 for 1. Chance to get out of this inning if he can get him a second time. Tampa Bay does have 4 hits. So Porcello from the stretch. Out in front, he had him swinging and missing for strike 1. Longoria at third, Weeks at second. Rick all-time 10-5 against Tampa Bay with a .353 ERA. And his 0-1. There's a shot. Bradley on the move. It's going to be picked off on the bounce, but 2 runs are going to come in to score. Longoria in and Weeks is in. So Porcello cannot escape it this time, and it's 2-0 Tampa Bay. And Beckham with a shot. Jackie Bradley able to cut that off.
Yeah, good adjustment by Bradley too, because when he took off, he was going to try to make a play on this, but it's a sinking line drive. Then he had to go back and keep it from going to the wall. The 2 runs do score, and Beckham has the hole at first base, but a clutch base hit with 2 outs there by Beckham. Picks up his 18th and 19th RBI of the season.
And brings up Kiermaier. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field. So the Red Sox behind here at home 2-0. If you're just tuning in and you missed the announcement early in the day, the Red Sox have changed the start time for tomorrow's game, which is supposed to be 7 o'clock. It's going to be 1 o'clock in the afternoon because of the storm on the way. Red Sox trying to get in front of it. And our coverage will start at noontime tomorrow. Beckham on at first after the 2-run single. And Porcello with the 0-2 pitch to Kiermaier.
It's like Kiermaier may have wanted to call timeout right there. He had a discussion with Blazer, the home plate umpire, after that pitch. It was not about the pitch, but it seemed like he wanted to call timeout and was not given it.
1-2 on the way. Swung on, lifted into left field. Benintendi bit to his right. He'll put it away and retire the side, but Tampa Bay is on the scoreboard first with a pair of runs. They lead it 2-0. Ballpark with a Fenway Gridiron Series presented by Your Call Football. Tickets go on sale Monday, May 15th at noon. You can visit redsox.com/gridiron for more information. Now to the bottom half of the fourth inning, Sox are down a couple of runs. Dustin Pedroia to lead it off against Alex Cobb here. 2-0 Tampa Bay. Pedroia 0 for 1. He is grounded to second. 9-game hitting streak for Dustin. Bogart's next, and then Benintendi. So far Cobb has been tough. He's allowed 1 hit. And a strike.
Fastball velocity's increased just a little bit for Cobb, up to 91 with that last one.
And a 1-1 to Pedroia. Tried to hold up, but it's a swing and a miss.
That's been a good pitch for him, that breaking ball tonight. The curveball, outside corner. Excellent rotation on it and break at the end.
Bogart's on deck, the man with the 1 Red Sox hit so far. Sharp single to left. The hesitation and the pitch, and he struck him out looking.
Another high strike.
Dustin Pedroia disagrees with that strike zone.
Yeah, the top of the strike zone tonight is certainly in play for the umpire.
So strikeout number 3 for Cobb. Corey Blazer has heard some disagreements from both dugouts, quite frankly. Xander 1 for 1 with a base hit, now a 15-game hitting streak. I mentioned that Cobb was born here in Boston, but moved to Florida with his family as a 2-year-old, but made return trips as a visitor growing up. which would include stops at Fenway Park. His bio says the Red Sox were his favorite team until he was drafted by Tampa Bay in 2006.
I imagine leaving at 2, he did not acquire our accent.
I think you're right. At the age of 2. Vero Beach, Florida. No discernible accent there. And a 2-0 to Xander Bogaerts. A strike. On deck, Andrew Benintendi. Red Sox down by 2. And Cobb's 2-1. He would not offer. Now 3 balls and a strike.
Well, last time Bogaerts got a base hit was on the changeup. He hasn't seen one yet in this at bat.
Xander with 38 hits in his last 105 at bats. That's a 362 pace. 3-2. And this is where he's been so good. He leads the American League in batting average with 2 strikes, hitting .344. And oftentimes hitting that shot to right field with 2 strikes. Rolls that one foul. Tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, Red Sox and the Rays, the middle game of the series. It'll be Chris Sale against Blake Snell. Drew Pomeranz to pitch at 1:35 on Mother's Day on Sunday. Red Sox and the Rays hoping that they can play all 3 games this weekend. Snell, the young starter. Bases empty, 1 down, 3-2 to Xander Bogaerts. And he walked him. So the Red Sox have a base runner. Bedgear, the official performance betting partner of the Boston Red Sox, fuels your performance on and off the field. Sleep like the pros for maximum recovery. Build your performance sleep system at bedgear.com today. Sleep fuels everything.
I should have some of that bed gear sent to lobbies of hotels. I can really not out.
Where you have been known to get some really first-rate rest. Right there on the sofa in the lobby. Benintendi with Bogaerts aboard. Andrew is 0 for 1 with a ground ball out to third. Red Sox trying to get something going against Cobb, who's coming off an excellent performance against Toronto. He took the loss, but he went 8 innings, gave up 4 hits and 2 runs. He lost 2-1. Benintendi jumping back, and that's a ball, 1-0. Combination of Benintendi and Betts is hitting .500 this season against Tampa Bay. Those 2 hitters for the Red Sox are 17 for 34 against the Rays. Had him leaning and safe. He got back in there.
Well, you always tell base runners to slide to the outside part of the bag, the outfield side, to make that tag longer. Looks like he was going, but you see where he slides to the outside part of the bag, and that helps him get back. If he's inside, he's out. And he was trying to time that time Cobb, and looked like he was taken off at second base.
Cobb has a good move, 3 pickoffs this year. He leads the majors. One out, and a 1-0 to Benintendi. He takes a ball downstairs.
Now you watch the first base coach. He'll go up and talk to Bogaerts on just about every time between pitches. And what the first base coach is telling him, obviously, you see the stopwatch in his hand. They're timing the pitcher to the plate is one thing they're doing, and also going over the signs to make sure that if Butterfield throws signs down, he's got them. So the two different things that the first base coach will be telling the runner. There's the stopwatch.
Hard ground ball foul. What was the timing where you knew you could steal a base?
Well, a lot of it depended, you know, sometimes anything over 1-3, you feel like you had a good chance of stealing a base, but sometimes catchers can make up the difference in that. So you've got to really know the combination of the pitcher and the catcher, but generally over, you know, a lot of teams will go over 1-3 based on the fact that the catcher's getting the ball as an average to second base in 2 seconds. So that would make it, you know, 3-3 to throw you out. Very difficult.
It's interesting too, watching when Bogaerts went back to the bag after he was nearly picked off. He and Morrison were both smiling, both laughing a bit about it, but Xander knew how close that was.
Oh yeah. They're just happy to see the save sign.
Perfect 5 for 5 in steals. Not running. Taken for a strike. Boy, that was questionable. It looked like it missed, and John Farrell believes it too. I mean, I think both sides are saying it.
Well, right now the umpire's pointing at Farrell. Now, you know, to me, that looks like a pretty good pitch. There's one that have been upstairs that haven't been.
Oh.
Farrell's had about enough right now.
2-2 swung on and missed, and down he goes, strike 3, and he's upset.
Well, we got a lot of upset ball players out there tonight over this home plate umpiring.
Benintendi fans 2 away.
It's a curveball this time that's going to be down and actually out of the strike zone. That's chased by Benintendi, but you know, it's interesting when you hear these conversations on the field, because the manager will yell out at the umpire, and then the umpire will generally give him a chance to say something, and he'll point to him and tell him that's enough. If he stops, okay. If he keeps going, then you got a situation.
2 gone for Chris Young. He struck out in the 2nd inning. Red Sox trailed 2-0 here in the 4th. And at odds with home plate ump Corey Blazer.
Now, see, here's what Farrell's complaining about: the ball up, the ball down. What is this? What's going on? I mean, everything's a strike. You call balls and strikes. But he's complaining about both up in the strike zone and down in the strike zone.
Bogaerts at first base, 2 away.
Working the umpires. Earl Weaver was the best I've ever seen at doing working the home plate umpire. It started the first pitch of the game. If it was called a ball, he'd be whistling from the dugout.
The Earl of Baltimore, one of the great characters in the history of the game. 0-1 hard hit behind the bag. Longoria will go to second to retire the side, so nothing doing here in the 4th for the Red Sox. Still 2-0 Tampa Bay. Right after the game, TC and Tim Wakefield will break it down. You'll also hear from Rick Porcello and John Farrell. Whatever, whenever, wherever, who but WB Mason. Right now, the Red Sox manager not delighted with the strike zone of the home plate umpire, but the Sox are down 2-0. Here's Derek Norris. He singled his first time up tonight. He'll be followed by Dickerson and then Miller, which is the top of the Tampa Bay order. Sox have been held to 1 hit by Cobb. Tampa Bay has 5 off of Rick Porcello. David Price making his way back, scheduled to go Sunday with the Paw Sox, weather permitting, and a rehab stint. Red Sox would like to see about 75 pitches from the left-hander.
And we had a chance to watch him work a couple of times on the road early in the afternoon. He was throwing the ball very, very well, and so well last time they decided it's time to go to a rehab start. And
the 2-1 to Norris, and it's up and in. It could be maybe just a couple of rehab stints.
Yeah, what'd you say, Dave? 75 pitches
Yep.
is their goal for the first one. So you bump it up to probably 90 in the next one.
And then maybe he's ready. If everything goes well, hard hit deep short, through for a base hit. Norris is 2 for 2. Let's go downstairs to Jemai for more.
You guys mentioned Brock Holt getting his work in down at AAA Pawtucket. David Price as well is expected to make his first rehab start on Sunday. 75 pitches is the number that manager John Farrell has said. And regardless of whatever setting, if the weather prohibits him from actually going out there, he will get this work in and he will continue to progress, making his way back to this rotation so he can contribute to what this team is trying to do pitching wise.
All right, Jemai, thank you very much. It'd be great to see him back. And in good form again. 75 pitches, maybe around 5 innings. Here's Dickerson. He's popped up and hit into a double play. Certainly going to give the Red Sox rotation a very different look and feel. And we saw David pitch in a simulated game here at Fenway before going on the road trip. He looked very smooth, and he hit 95 on the radar gun.
He looked really good in the 2 simulated games that I had a chance to watch.
And those are up and downs where he'll pitch against live hitting, and then when he gets the third out, he'll sit down for a while.
Yeah, he'll sit down like it's between innings, go back out. You know, they try to simulate game action as much as possible, but there's nothing really like being in a real game down at Pawtucket. But they try to do as much as they possibly can to. That's why they call it a simulated game.
Hard to simulate the adrenaline and 37,000 people in the stands, you know, and the lights on, and guys who are trying to hit at 500 feet. You got guys in those simulated games who are taking swings, but not in game situations. Norris on. Dickerson tried to hold up his swing, and he did, according to the third base ump Eddings. Dickerson ranking among the leaders in the American League in hits. He's second with 43 hits. He's in the top 5 in doubles. It's a high fly ball to center field. That's well struck. Bradley back in the triangle, and that's high off the wall. It bounces over his head. Jackie had trouble getting to it. Norris coming around. He's going to score on the double by Dickerson. Boy, about another 1.5 feet. That's out of here, I think. And that'll make it 3-0 Tampa Bay.
He put a very big charge in this one, and you're right, Dave. Just not far from missing a home run. That ball caromed high off the wall and up over the head of Jackie Bradley. He gets a fastball. It's a little bit away, but he hooks it, as you can see, towards center field. And Dickerson, who's had pretty good success in his career against Porcello now has a 6-game hitting streak, and more importantly, brings in the 3rd run of the game for Tampa Bay.
And sends up Brad Miller, who's been trouble against Porcello in the past with 4 home runs. Dickerson really having a fine start to his season. Miller is 0 for 2. Sox are down 3-0. Miller with a very good eye too. He has 28 walks already. Swings away and flies it to center field, backing up Jackie Bradley. He'll line it up and make the catch, tagging up Dickerson. Throw a little bit offline, and he is safely into 3rd.
Get expert emergency care without leaving the ballpark at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center First Aid Station, located behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. Visit bidmc.org.
Now Longoria, who has doubled. He's also reached on an error. The infield is in for the Sox here with 1 down, 5th inning. Longoria at 237, but with 4 homers.
That was a productive out too by Miller. He got that ball deep enough in the outfield to get the man to 3rd base with less than 2 outs. That's why the Red Sox, now down by 3, have to bring that infield in.
And Porcello up to 81 pitches. There's a high fly ball. This one deep to left, and that's way out of here. A 2-run shot by Longoria, and that'll make it 5-0 Tampa Bay. Longoria with his 5th home run. He got all of it too.
Well, you got to wonder, Tampa Bay has had Porcello's number. They did in that last outing that he had here at Fenway Park against them, and so far tonight, that's a high fastball. Probably would have been called a strike, and there you see the contact by Longoria taking it out of the park.
That'll send up Logan Morrison, who was grounded out and struck out. That one almost got him inside for ball 1. So a crooked number here for Tampa Bay in the 5th inning. Red Sox now have an active bullpen with a right-hander going, and that is Ben Taylor beginning to throw. Well, in the last 2 starts against Tampa Bay, a total of 8 2/3 innings, Porcello has allowed 13 runs and 5 homers.
Well, we talked about their home run ability earlier in the ball game, and Longoria just showing that.
Rays have been a handful for the reigning Cy Young winner.
Yeah, they came into the game 4th in the league in home runs hit.
Here's the 3-0. A strike on Morrison. Now, Porcello had been pitching very well. Last 4 starts, a 1.69 ERA. But a different story here tonight. A 3-1 to Morrison. High fly to right field, but this one hangs up for Mookie Betts. 2 down. Well, in 2007, the Sox swept the World Championship. 25,000 Jordan's customers won free furniture and mattresses. It could happen again. If the Sox sweep, you could win. Monster Deal Plus 60 is going on right now. Two gone for Weeks, who's had a good night with a double and a single, although he was caught in a rundown and a base running mistake in the second inning and put out between second and third. 5-0 Tampa Bay. Porcello getting knocked around some here tonight, but the Red Sox also have just one hit. See the 5 home runs allowed against Tampa Bay this season for Porcello. His other starts, a total of 4 allowed in all those other starts. So they have been trouble for him. Colby Rasmus on deck. Two and one.
No fastball there on the 2-0 count. A changeup from Porcello. And Weeks, who has already got 2 hits in the ball game, just takes it.
So it's going to take a comeback tonight for the Red Sox against a very tough pitcher. Although they knocked him around the last time they faced Cobb. He had 11 hits off him and knocked him out of the game in a Red Sox victory. They need to figure him out here tonight at Fenway. Here's the 3-1 and a full count now on Weeks. Sox lately have had their way with Tampa Bay. They've won 13 of the last 17 against the Rays. Here's the 3-2 and a cut and a miss. He strikes him out, but a rough inning for Porcello as he surrenders 3. 5-0 Tampa Bay. Mitch Moreland at franklinsports.com/custom. Enter the code NESSN20 and receive a 20% off at checkout. Franklin is proud to be the official batting glove of Major League Baseball. Red Sox in dire need of some offense. They're down 5-0 as we go to the last half of the 5th inning. Moreland, then Rutledge, then Leone against Cobb.
You know, one thing that's been different for Cobb in this game tonight is he hasn't thrown that many changeups. He usually does throw a bundle of changeups in a game, but maybe 2 so far in this game tonight. A lot of these curveballs.
One and one on Moreland.
I just got the official word. It's been one changeup he's thrown so far in this game. That's a different style for him.
Sure is. Usually their guys are changeup heavy. And a 1-1 hammered foul. Moreland on the road swing was 6 for 20. He did drive in 5 runs. Since the start of 2012 against Tampa Bay, he's a .327 hitter. Most of that with Texas. Here's the 1-2. All even now on Moreland. Houston has a 4-0 lead on the Yankees. Baltimore and Kansas City are early in their game. Two and 2 on Moreland, trying to reach to begin the 5th inning. And he fouls it off the catcher's mitt. Norris could not hang on.
I see Cobb there upset. He thought he had himself a strikeout, but just got the foul ball to Mitch Moreland. Foul tip. Couldn't be handled by Norris. How pitchers battle for every single pitch.
Rutledge on deck. We are at the midway point tonight at Fenway. Here comes the 2-2. And went with a breaking ball too high. That did not snap. Cobb so far tonight a different pitcher than the one the Red Sox saw here back in April, when they got to him for 11 hits and 4 runs in 5 innings. Only 1 hit in the first 4 innings for the Red Sox tonight. Thus far he's been a puzzle. 3-2. Foul back out of play. This is an area where Moreland is a different hitter than a year ago. He's been working deeper counts, but he leads the club with 18 walks. Last year he walked 35 times in over 500 plate appearances in 147 games with Texas. So he hardly ever took ball 4. Cobb has walked 1 man. It was Xander Bogaerts in the 4th inning. The 3-2. And he takes another walk. So that'll be number 19. Echo Store Technologies is donating $50 for every Red Sox hit this month to the CLADA Fund. That helps raise funds to fight for children, support veterans, and help those battling alcohol and substance abuse. Echo Store Technologies, your data center solutions provider. So for the first time tonight, the leadoff man is on for the Sox and brings up Rutledge. He's 0 for 1 with a comebacker to Cobb, who's a good fielder. Strike 1. Red Sox with a pretty dramatic win yesterday. It was kind of a lazy afternoon in Milwaukee until Mookie Betts struck in the 9th with a 3-run blast. And then Craig Kimbrel came on. That's a foul ball at the plate, and it's 0-2. Eduardo Rodriguez also pitched very well for 6 innings, as did the Red Sox bullpen. But that was yesterday, and tonight the Red Sox are down 5-0. Moreland off first. And Cobb home with the 0-2. And a breaking ball that'll set him down. Struck him out looking. Wednesday, May 24th is Craig Kimbrel bobblehead night at Fenway. The first 12,000 fans in attendance receive a Kimbrel bobblehead presented by Enios. For tickets and more information, visit redsox.com/promos. I'm sure it'll have that beard as well. When Craig rocks on a regular basis, look at his numbers against Milwaukee. So impressive. 5 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3. One out. Here's Leon. Sandy 0 for 1. He struck out first trip. Sandy for the season 1 for 12 against Tampa Bay pitching. He's got Moreland at first, who has a tiny lead. 2-0. Not exactly sure whether that one missed.
Yeah, exactly. It was, you know, he caught way down low near the dirt, but looked like went over the plate as a strike.
But 2-0 on Leon. And he pops it up on the left side of the diamond. Longoria there. And a gentle out by Sandy Leon. 2 away. You know, the CBS Health Charity Classic has added a 2-day family-friendly food festival introducing Crave, Rhode Island, June 15th and 16th at the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence. For tickets and information, visit cbshealthcharityclassic.com. And the left-hander Robbie Ross Jr. now getting going in the Red Sox bullpen. Rick Porcello has surrendered 5 runs, 8 hits. Here's Jackie Bradley taking inside for ball 1. I think Cobb wanted that pitch.
I don't blame him. Blaze has been all over the place tonight.
He really has.
Makes it tough on hitters, makes it tough on pitchers. Don't know where the strikes are.
And both sides have complained about him. (2-0) on Jackie, who has grounded out to the shortstop. 0 for 1. Trying to get a consistent stroke. Right now batting 179. There are 2 out here in the 5th. That darts away for ball 3. Mookie Betts is on deck. Longoria over for a chat with Cobb.
Now, usually that kind of chat is not about mechanics, not about, you know, it's throw strikes. You know, we got a 5-run lead, make contact, and he'll hit it at one of us. That's probably what the message is to the pitcher.
Cobb can be home run prone. The 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. He's given up 11 home runs in the 12 starts he's made since coming back from Tommy John surgery. Jackie Bradley has a good count, 3-1 with Moreland aboard. High twisting pop up again. Longoria wants it again. Couple of steps into left, and that will retire the side. Red Sox get a man on but cannot advance him. 5-0 Tampa Bay. A score of 5-0 here over the Red Sox. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien, Jemai Webster with him. Red Sox offensively have really been challenged tonight. They've been held to 1 hit by Alex Cobb. Has not been the best of nights for Rick Porcello. Certainly not by his Fenway Park standards, where last year he was absolutely automatic. And a 1-0. That one torched down the line, but foul. Off the bat of Colby Rasmus.
Now Rasmus has struck out 2 times, both times on fastball. That was a changeup that time from Porcello, and he was way out in front of it. Hit it hard, but foul.
Porcello closing in on 100 pitches. And a wave and a miss.
Another changeup. Good one away from Rasmus that time.
Rasmus, a former Houston Astro, former St. Louis Cardinal at the beginning of his career. He did not get along with Tony La Russa very well. A big cut and a miss there. Strike 3. And Porcello has shut him down tonight. Struck him out 3 times. Let's go downstairs to Jemai.
Well, if you're just joining us, we want to remind you that the Sox announced a schedule change. Tomorrow night's game actually is moved to tomorrow afternoon. It'll be a 1 o'clock tip, 1 o'clock first pitch tomorrow afternoon. And anytime you want to get information about the schedule changes, you can visit NESN.com/schedule, and you can check out any Red Sox calendar. It'll tell you all about the games the rest of the season, and it can download into any smartphone for you.
Jemai, thank you very much. Very unusual that organization will do what the Red Sox did in this case. It seems like the appropriate thing to do to change the start time of the game.
Yeah, I agree. You know, and the forecast for the weekend is not good at all. And Tampa Bay comes back 1 more time in September, so you don't want to have double headers piled up. I mean, Sunday, we don't know what the final result's going to be, but it doesn't look good at this point, and trying to beat the rain tomorrow. So try to get as many games in as you possibly can. You don't want day-night doubleheaders.
That is for sure. 1 down, bases empty in the 0-2 to Beckham. And a swing and a miss. He's retired on strikes. Back-to-back Ks by Porcello.
Well, both strikeouts to Rick coming on the changeup this inning. It was a changeup to Rasmus, and now a changeup to Beckham. Very good location down, and the off-speed fools the right-handed hitter. No contact that time, so 2 strikeouts.
Sends up the struggling Kevin Kiermaier. That's a launch out to right field. Betts gets turned around. Mookie almost made a spectacular catch off his glove. He has trouble picking it up. Kiermaier is off to the races and sliding into third and stopping there. Well, that would have been some play. Onto the warning track, all sprawled out. Could not make the catch.
Well, what an effort by Mookie Betts going back. I mean, watch from this angle. Betts going back as fast as he can go, and right off the top of the glove. And you know, from that point when he bobbled it, I'm thinking maybe inside the park home run, because Kiermaier can fly. Look at that effort, right off the top of the glove of Mookie Betts.
Well, the cap goes flying, but so does Kiermaier.
And Kiermaier ended up there was no coach to be found. The coach was down toward home plate, getting ready to possibly wave him in or hold him up. And so he just decided to slide in to third base, because I don't think he could find the coach.
Pitch in there for a called strike. So officially it's a double and an error. And the error came when he could not pick it up the first time.
Now watch the third base coach. Once he sees it get over the head, he starts heading home. And he's trying to get Kiermaier's attention right there. He's putting a stop sign up, but Kiermaier was already into the slide at third base.
You know, I know Mookie scuffled to pick up the ball cleanly, but boy, charging an error there is tough.
Yeah,
you know,
I
get it, but I don't get it.
I get it. I get it, but I don't get it. You know, you got to take in consideration the speed of Kiermaier.
Yeah.
He's going to third anyway.
Right. He never slowed down. So they have a man at third base for Norris. already up 5-0. Spectacular effort by Betts. Tampa Bay now at 9 hits. One and two with 2 down and a man 90 feet away for Tampa Bay. Porcello trying to keep him right there. And a cut and a miss. He strikes out 3 men in the inning. And strands that man at third. 5-0 Tampa Bay. Time now to check out the results of our Dunkin' Donuts poll question tonight. Would you like to see the designated hitter in both leagues? Let's see where this one goes. Yes, 77% of you would like to see it in the National League too.
Yeah, I agree. I think it should be uniform. I think it should be the DH and get everybody on the same page. Interleague play would be, more, I don't know, I guess. Well, it'd be the same for everybody. You just use the DH.
And, you wouldn't have to be, from an American League standpoint, resting oftentimes your best hitter in those situations when you go play in a National League park. Mookie Betts to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Red Sox are down 5-0. They have 1 hit tonight against Alex Cobb.
I get criticized often for making scoring decisions, but I don't think that was an error on Mookie, and I'll tell you why. Because I think Kiermaier was going to make third base anyway on that great effort by Betts. And Kiermaier's got great speed. He showed no signs of slowing down.
Wound up at third base with a double, and they charged Mookie Betts with an error. That's in there for a strike. Watch it again.
Now watch Kiermaier running. I mean, he sees the ball. He's going hard out of the box. The ball gets over Mookie's head. I mean, he's got no intentions of stopping. And that's before the bobble. So in my opinion, I think that should be a triple and no error on Betts.
So what do you think? I mean, this is a scoring decision that they can change.
Yes.
And oftentimes the official scorer will watch it again. Sometimes you'll even get a call from the dugout or from the clubhouse. And even after the game that happens.
A lot of times it's discussed after the game, yes.
Most of the time, in fact. And then the official scorer might elect to change his or her mind on a particular call. More often than not, it happens during the course of the game. There are running conversations in the press box with the official scorer.
Everybody has a different opinion.
Sure. But I would also say this, more often than not, when a guy doesn't slow down on a play like that, there isn't an error charged because his intention.
Oh, he was not going to. Even if he picks that ball up and throws it in, he's not going to get Kiermaier at third base. I mean, he made a dive. He goes into a dive.
Yep.
Almost makes a great play. Then has to get up. But I mean, he's not going to get him. There's no way.
Kiermaier runs really well. There comes the 3-2 pitch to Mookie. He jumps on it but fouls it away. Red Sox down by 5. They've been out hit 9-1. Mookie has popped up and grounded out tonight. He has homered in 3 of his last 4 games. Huge one yesterday in Milwaukee. Cobb with a 3-2. Fly to center field. Kiermaier right there. 1 man out. Time now for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Here's TC. Tom, thank you very much. That'll bring up Dustin Pedroia. He's hitless tonight. Grounded to second, a strikeout looking, which he debated with the home plate on Blazer. They leave a big gap on left center field. Kiermaier's over toward right center, and that'll be in for strike 1.
Well, you see that a lot at Fenway, because obviously you're protecting the 420. And you're preventing 3 bases. The worst that's going to happen if a ball goes into left center field is you're going to get a double. Ball goes into right center field at 420. You're talking about 3.
Pedroia has been racking up the doubles lately. Had 5 of them on the road trip. A 6-game trip. He also blasted a home run. Hitting .291 at the moment. A big crowd here on a Friday night, but they have seen almost no offense from the Sox. Here's the 1-1. Lifted into shallow right, and a play for Rasmus. 2 up and 2 down. Hey, upgrade your day with DD Perks. You can earn a free beverage when you enroll and speed past the line with on-the-go ordering. DD Perks. Everybody deserves an upgrade. Download the Dunkin' app today. Speeding past the line may not be possible at all locations. Here's Bogaerts now, single and a walk. Now, do you think that call is going to be overturned?
Well, the official score has already overturned 1 tonight, and highly unlikely he might do 2, but
no.
It's possible. I mean, that's a hard call. It really is a hard call. But I know how I would have ruled it.
Xander has the only hit tonight with that base hit in the first inning. Cobb has been awfully good. He's only walked 2 men. Xander was one of them. Mitch Moreland was the other one. Two down, the bases are empty in the Red Sox 6th, and the 1-1 pitch.
Well, we are seeing a different Cobb tonight. We have seen 1 changeup from him so far in this game. It's been fastball, curveball most of the night.
Trying to make it a 1-2-3 6th. Ground ball to shortstop. Beckham plucks it and gets him. And the side is retired. Red Sox go in order. 5-0 Tampa Bay through 6.
presented by Joseph Abood, available at Men's Warehouse. TC and Tim Wakefield will profile Sox minor league pitcher Brian Johnson.
To the 7th inning, 5-0 Tampa Bay. The Red Sox make a pitching change. Rick Porcello is done for the night. He went 6 innings, charged with 5 runs, 3 of those earned. So 2 are unearned runs. That means it is a quality start for Porcello. And Robbie Ross Jr. out of the bullpen. The left-hander gets hit, strike 1 on Dickerson. Robbie just back up from the minor leagues. Dickerson's gone 1 for 3 with an RBI double. And he'll be followed by Brad Miller and Evan Longoria, who has hit a long home run here tonight. Alex Cobb has been really good. He has held the Red Sox to 1 hit.
And that 1 hit was on the only changeup he threw all night. And that was the Bogarts.
Dickerson's really been locked in. Good power, too. He's hit 6 homers. So he's really been one of the better leadoff hitters in all of baseball. Yesterday against Kansas City in the outfield, he robbed Eric Hosmer of a potential solo homer in the 1st inning. He chased a pitch down to the dirt. Down he goes, strike 3. Rick Porcello's pitching line is brought to you by Ace Ticket.
The second time that he's faced the Rays this year, and they have been a problem for him. You know, Rick's been pitching great since that last outing against the Rays. But you see the 3 earned runs, as you mentioned, a quality start.
Well, important to note, because that's typical of Rick Porcello. He's recorded a quality start now in 20 of his last 21 outings. 2 of those runs unearned.
To me, the story of the night is Cobb. You know, he's a different pitcher than what we normally see.
Almost like he's pitching backwards. You know, not featuring a changeup, as you mentioned early on. You just weren't seeing it very much.
When you think of Cobb, that's the pitch that really jumps out at you, is his changeup, because it's very good and he throws it a lot, but not tonight.
Miller takes the ball. He's gone 0 for 3. Longoria on deck. And the 2-1, he tried the inside corner and missed. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Miller's been up 9 times in his career against Robbie Ross, and he has 2 hits. Ross has also struck him out 4 times. There's a shot back to left, deep. That's going to be off the wall, right back to Benintendi. It'll be a lengthy single for Miller. Again, well played by the youngster in left field.
Now, one thing Benintendi does very well, you know, for a young player who has not had a lot of experience in left field, he plays the ball very, very well. I mean, reads this ball is going to be over his head. He gets himself that proper distance from the wall to get it on 1 hop, and gets that throw into second base. He's looked very comfortable out in left field, which is not always the case.
Trying to find an area where he has shown any level of discomfort since he got to the big leagues.
I can't think of one yet.
Here's Longoria. And he's a guy they said that about when he came up with Tampa Bay. He settled in right away, just like Benintendi has with the Red Sox. Longoria tonight with a double, a home run. He's also reached on an error. He rips that one to third, caught by Rutledge. Back to first base, Miller. And there are 2 down. And Logan Morrison will be next. Tampa Bay with 10 hits to the Sox 1. Red Sox will have Benintendi, Young, and Moreland up in the bottom of the 7th inning. Next time the Red Sox come to bat, they'll be getting their 3rd look at Cobb. And has he just been waiting to go back to that changeup as a primary pitch.
Well, you know, I was looking at the notes before the game, and in the last game that he pitched very well, I believe it was against Toronto, where he went deep into the ball game. He didn't use the changeup as much in that game, and that pattern has continued tonight. As a matter of fact, it's been less tonight than even in the Toronto game.
(2-0) here on Morrison. He's 0 for 6 against Robbie in his career. Hitting .246 with 9 homers. And Ross home with a 2-0. Couldn't get him to chase. Fans, be sure to stop by Plainridge Park Casino. Plainridge Park Casino, 45 minutes from Boston. Houston still leading the Yankees 4-0. They've gone to the 7th. Ross with a 3-0, a strike. Chris Sale tomorrow in the afternoon. Game originally scheduled for the evening. It's now 1:05 first pitch. Red Sox and the Rays trying to beat the rain. The 3-1 right through it. And a full count on Morrison. Two down. So Miller will be off to the races at first base on the 3-2 pitch. There he goes, and he struck him out. Side retired, 1 man left. Middle of the 7th, 5-0 Tampa Bay. Banking reimagined.
Well, Cobb tonight getting a lot of strikeouts on breaking balls and fastballs in this game. There's the fastball up and away from Pedroia. He didn't like that call. Another curveball to Benintendi. Breaking ball again to Rutledge. So it's been a combination of fastball, curveball tonight, basically, for Cobb.
He's tossing a one-hitter. Benintendi is grounded to third, struck out. He'll be followed by Young and Moreland. So starting to get deep into the game. This will be his 90th pitch. No activity in their bullpen. And a 1-0. He takes a ball.
There's a changeup that time, or a splitter. It's the second one he's thrown tonight.
His pitching line brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. Has walked a couple, just the one hit in the first inning by Xander Bogaerts. Benintendi at 311, trying to snap a little 0 for 11. Cobb's 2-1. He popped him up in the center. Kiermaier all night to get under it. One man away. Sunday on a special Mother's Day episode of NESN Clubhouse, Hanley Ramirez shares memories of his mom growing up. Rick Porcello dishes on what game he played against his mom as a kid. Catch this special Mother's Day episode Sunday at noon, an all-new NESN Clubhouse presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts. One out for the Red Sox here in the 7th. Chris Young 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fielder's choice. And time is granted.
Hanley Ramirez considered day to day with his injury right now. Hopefully getting back in the lineup tomorrow, but we'll have to wait till tomorrow to find out.
John Farrell said he was optimistic about Hanley for tomorrow. We'll see how he feels early in the day, because again the game has been pushed to 1 o'clock instead of 7. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Chris. Hard hit but foul. Chris with a very productive road trip with 2 homers, 6 RBIs. Did a lot of damage in Minnesota. Red Sox won that series. Wound up going 3-3 on the trip. Actually gained some ground last night on idle Baltimore. And the Yankees would lose to Houston. And at the moment, the Red Sox 4.5 behind Baltimore. Orioles leading the division. They're playing Kansas City tonight on the road. One out and the 1-2 coming to Young. Popped him up. Shallow right. Out goes Morrison. Rasmus coming in. Morrison still going out, and he drops it. And he kicks it around. And sliding into second safely, Chris Young. So Red Sox catch a break as Morrison could not make the play.
Now, I'm curious to see why Rasmus didn't call him off that ball. It seemed like he had plenty of time to do that. He's not running hard and after the ball thinking the first baseman's going to make it all the way, but that becomes a very difficult play. That's an over the shoulder catch. And see where Rasmus is. I thought if he charged the ball, he may have had a chance at that. The second baseman couldn't get there, obviously, because he was in a shift.
Winds up a double. 2-base hit for Young. And Moreland with an opportunity to pick him up here and put the Red Sox on the board. Mitch tonight, a ground ball and a walk. He is 0 for 1. That, by the way, just the second Red Sox hit tonight. And the 0-1 pitch from Cobb. He's approaching 100 pitches.
Still no activity at this time, although they may be starting to get somebody loose down in the bullpen.
Shift on with Miller, the second baseman, in short right field. And the 1-1 from Alex Cobb. 2 balls, 1 strike on Moreland. Always like to check our Red Sox history. It was 18 years ago today that Pedro Martinez recorded his second straight 15 strikeout game against Seattle. 8 scoreless innings. Against Anaheim in his previous start, did the same thing. Man at second, 1 down, and the 2-1 to Moreland. He will not chase it. Rutledge on deck. Cobb at exactly 100 pitches. And the 3-1 pitch. Good hitter's count for the left-hand hitter. He went for it, fouled it back. We talked about activity in their pen. Alvarado and Ramirez, the lefty and righty. For Tampa Bay. A full count here on Moreland. And he walks him for the second time. So the Red Sox have runners on at first and second. It is the first time tonight they've had more than one man on base in an inning. And Hicks coming out, their pitching coach. Stay tuned for Red Sox Final, presented by Plainridge Park Casino. TC and Tim Wakefield highlight the key moment of tonight's game and preview the rest of this Mother's Day weekend series against Tampa Bay. So first and second for the Sox and for Rutledge. We'll see if that is a sign that Cobb is beginning to tire. Of course, the runner at second base was a bit of a gift for the Red Sox. Josh hitting .267, no homers yet. One man gone, and he drops in strike one. You might bet this would be the last inning for Cobb. And the 0-1 to him, and that's a fastball in for a strike.
There's a couple of pitches in this game tonight Rutledge has not been really happy about. That last one you can throw on the pile.
This next pitch will be a season high 105th for Cobb. As Rutledge will get a timeout. Sandy Leon on deck.
Second back-to-back long outings for Cobb. Last time against Toronto, tonight against the Red Sox.
Yeah, went 8 against Toronto in the last one. There's a Trickler swinging bunt. Cobb elects to field and throw, and he throws it away, and that's going to skip up into the stands. Moreland has to be held at third base as Young comes in to score, but Rutledge will head on down to second as it went into the crowd, and the Red Sox are on the scoreboard and threatening for more here.
Yeah, there's one that Cobb should have probably put in his back pocket, not made a throw at all. That was like a swinging bunt right down the third base line, and I actually thought he was going to let it roll, but he picks it up, tries to throw him out, gets by the first baseman. The Red Sox pick up their first run and now have men at second and third, so it should be a base hit and an E1.
It will be, and Young scores on it. Second and third with one away. Sandy Leon will climb in. Extra base hit here would get downright fascinating. Red Sox have been slumbering offensively all night. This inning a double. Again, that was a bit of a gift, but a walk and a single and an error. And he'll take high for ball one. Sandy struck out in the third inning, popped up to the third baseman in the fifth inning, so he's yet to hit it hard tonight. Red Sox, frankly, have hit very few hard tonight, but Cobb is now up to 106 pitches. That's a season high. There's a line drive down the right field line. That's a fair ball. That'll skip up into the stands. 2 runs will score. Down to second base with a 2-run double is Leon. And the Red Sox are in the game. That'll make it 5-3.
Tries the curveball again, but that time it gets an awful lot of the plate and down and in on Sandy Leon. 1 bounce into the stands. We've got a ball game. 5-3.
Sandy Leon with RBIs number 12 and 13. Cashes out to get his starter. Hanley is dancing. Red Sox are in it. We'll take the break. 5-3 Tampa Bay. Brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Toyota's website for deals. Buyatoyota.com. Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. Subaru Retailers of New England. Franklin Sports, the official batting glove of Major League Baseball. And by Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. Fenway all lit up here to Friday night. Red Sox rallying. They have scored 3 times to make it a 5-3 game. And still only 1 man out. Jose Alvarado out of their bullpen. He didn't make his major league debut that long ago. He was back on May 3rd, and he wasn't yet 22 years old.
He's a guy that came out of AA baseball, didn't pitch at all in AAA. The only other guy in the organization that's ever done that was Scott Kazmir.
Red Sox with activity in the bullpen. Heath Embry looking on and starting to work. Well, here's Jackie Bradley. He's gone 0 for 2. Big run out there at second base, and Sandy Leon, who just doubled in a pair. And this guy with a very lively fastball at 98 miles an hour. Alvarado pitched for Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic. 1 man away, and the 0-1. That was 100 miles an hour. So replacing Cobb, who is charged with these 3 runs. He also committed an error on his way out the door. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. To the right side. Oh, kicked by Miller. Leon's going to come around. He's going to score. And the Red Sox have cut it to 1, and they're throwing it around. Bradley dives into second base. Tampa Bay kicking it and throwing it all over the place. And the Red Sox now have the tying run at second base.
Well, that was big time ugly by the Rays right there. First of all, Miller at second base literally kicks the ball away. And then after regrouping and going to get the ball, throws it away again. I mean, kicks it away and now throws it away. Just flipping a bad flip in at second base. And once Bradley reads that, he gets in a scoring position. So that should be 2 errors on the second baseman right there, in my opinion.
It will be, and have committed 3 in the inning. And Jackie Bradley very alertly picking up second base. So Alvarado, he really didn't do anything wrong.
No.
But his second baseman did. They're going to go to the bullpen again. It's Ramirez coming in to face Mookie Betts, the Red Sox hottest hitter, with Jackie Bradley in scoring position. The Red Sox are down 1. We'll have more in a moment. Well, Erasmo Ramirez, the right-hander, brought in with 1 out. The Red Sox have the tying run at second, and Mookie Betts in the box. And there's a hard ground ball knocked down by Longoria. Throws off balance, scooped up with Bradley holding at second base, and there are 2 down.
Wow, that was almost thrown away by Longoria. Great play by Logan Morrison at the other end. Little bobble right there. Then he felt he had to rush the ball, and a great pick at first base. I'll tell you, the Rays have really gotten the Red Sox back in this game with errors.
Yes, shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, even the Chris Young pop up to right should have been caught by the right fielder.
Yes. Now, and if Morrison at first base doesn't pick that, Bradley scores from second, get a tie ball game.
Right. Here's Dustin Pedroia. 5-4 Tampa Bay. He's 0 for 3 as he will take ball 1. Dustin with a grounder to second, a strikeout, a fly to right. Here in the 7th, the Red Sox have scored 4 times. 3 Tampa Bay errors and a misplay in right that actually went for a double. And the crowd has sprung to life. Here's the 1-0. High fly ball to center field. Kiermaier had started back, and now he's under it to retire the side. But the Red Sox score 4 times. We go to the 8th. It's a ball game. 5-4 Tampa Bay. Dominion.
Well, it all started on a pop-up here by Chris Young that I thought Colby Rasmus was going to make a play on. Instead, Morrison can't make a play from behind. Then they start throwing the ball around. Cobb throwing it by first base gives the Red Sox a run. And then kicking the ball at second base is going to be Miller. And then throws it away as he throws it back into the infield. Jackie Bradley gets it to second base. So a little bit of help from their friends gets the Red Sox back in this ball game.
Old Dominion helping the world keep promises. So it is a 5-4 game. 1-run contest as we go to the 8th inning. Heath Hembree comes on with a .265 ERA in 16 appearances. And the Red Sox looking for a shutdown inning from the bullpen. And get back up there and swing the bats again. Tampa Bay making 3 errors in that inning. Ricky Weeks will lead it off. He has doubled, singled, and struck out. All of that against Rick Porcello. Red Sox trying to get Rick off the hook. He went 6. Gave up 9 hits, 3 earned runs. And the first one from Hembree is cut on and missed for strike 1. Five runs, 10 hits for Tampa Bay, 4 runs, still only 4 hits for the Red Sox. But if the Sox had been able to come up with number 5 there, they could well have tied the game with Jackie Bradley stranded at second. Fastball for a strike. Count 0-2. Good to see Robbie Ross come in and throw the ball well, which he did last inning. And the 0-2 fouled back.
Boy, Hembree has really shown good velocity in his outings. 95 consistently with that fastball, and of course that hard-breaking slider.
On a topic of hard throwers, Chris Sale goes tomorrow afternoon at 1:05 in game 2 of the series. That is a time change. Instead of 7 o'clock, it's 1 o'clock tomorrow. The pitch lifted in the air to right field, but a play from Mookie Betts. And we'll put that away. 1 down here in the 8th inning. RBI Baseball 2017 returns with fast-paced pick-up-and-play Major League action. Packed with all your favorite teams. Get RBI Baseball today for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and all your mobile devices. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Here's Rasmus. He's had a tough night. As you mentioned, Jerry, he had the better angle and probably should have made that play on the Young double in right field. And at the plate, 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, Porcello got him 3 times. Fastball, then a changeup the 3rd time.
Kind of guy that can make you pay if you make a mistake, though. He has hit 3 home runs and swinging a good bat coming in. Red Sox with a big overshift around to right and a strike.
Yeah, especially on the infield. Outfield is a little bit just about straight up, but clearly the pull in the infield.
One on the way to the first baseman. Moreland, the underhand toss to Hembree, and that's 2 fast outs here in the 8th inning for Tampa Bay.
Tomorrow's game time has been moved up to 1 o'clock due to an anticipated rainstorm in the Fenway area. Major League strikeout leader Chris Sale is set to take the mound against the Tampa Bay Rays. Coverage will now begin tomorrow at noon on NESN.
So if you were all geared up to start watching the pregame coverage at 6, got to be noon tomorrow.
Noontime.
Here's Beckham. He's gone 1 for 3. He had a 2-run single back in the 4th. And Hembree starts him with strike 1 with that curveball. Beckham has faced Heath Hembree 2 times in his career, and Heath has struck him out each time. 5-4 Tampa Bay. Red Sox jumping back in the game with a 4-run 7th. And a helping hand from the Rays. Beckham has hit 6 home runs in the early going. Line shot. Benintendi makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 they go. Red Sox coming up. Bottom of the 8th inning. Bogarts, Benintendi, and Young. Speedway donates $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. Stop by your local Speedway and quench your thirst with a refreshing fountain soda or Speedy Freeze, any size, just 69 cents. So it is on to the last half of the 8th inning. The Red Sox are down 5-4, closing the gap with a 4-run 7th. Xander Bogaerts has gone 1 for 2 with a walk and a base hit in the very first inning off of Alex Cobb. Cobb can still win it, but he was lifted in the 7th inning for the bullpen.
Yeah, Cobb was very impressive in this game tonight.
His defense not so much. In fact, he made one of the 3 errors they committed in the 7th. That's strike 2 on Bogaerts. Andy Farquhar working in their bullpen. He would be the 3rd man to enter from their pen. Here's the 0-2 and chop foul as Bogaerts hangs in. Xander extended his hitting streak right away in the first inning by lacing a single to left. So a 15-gamer. That's the 2nd longest of his career. He's the number 4 hitter in the American League, hitting .345, and he fouls it off the catcher.
Good job fouling off the changeup that time, and a pretty good changeup by Ramirez, down out of the strike zone, and Bogaerts just getting a piece of it.
Benintendi on deck. And a 2-strike pitch from Ramirez. Hard ground ball. That's fair down the line. Kicks off the side fence. Xander wants 2. Dickerson's throw. He dives. He's going to be safe. The hustle double by Xander Bogaerts. And the Red Sox have the tying run at second with nobody out.
Yeah, when that ball bounced off the wall, I was not sure that he was going to be able to get 2 bases. I was hoping it'd go down in the corner. but Bogart's hustling all the way at very good speed. He had to be able to get it in the second with the head first slide. That looked like had single written all over it. Yeah. Bogart's just got a hustle double right there.
Really did. Beating that throw by Dickerson, his 7th double. Benintendi will climb in 0 for 3 tonight. So he's due, hitting .309 with 5 home runs. Red Sox with a lot of energy these last 2 innings, and that's across for strike 1.
Hell, I can feel it. I mean, they've been so quiet all game long, and then Tampa Bay helped them get back in this ball game. Now they're fighting for the W.
Last half of the 8th at Fenway, and the 0-1 pitch to Benintendi. That's a ball. Ramirez, another one who features the changeup. Chris Young, the on-deck hitter. Nobody out. And the 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Mr. Kimbrel is up. So is Robbie Scott. Kimbrel coming off an absolutely magnificent performance. Under a full moon, the Red Sox trying to rally at Fenway, and the 2-1. That drifted away. Now the count is Benintendi's 3-1.
Yeah, his choice of pitches right now, and it should be middle in. Something he can drive and drive out of the ballpark.
With 364 with men in scoring position. Foul back on a big cut. 3-2. Right now, Benintendi and Mookie Betts are tied for the club lead in RBIs with 22. At the very least, what you anticipate here is a productive out to get him down to third base. And the 3-2 pitch with Bogarts leading. And he walks him. So the Red Sox will have runners at first and second with nobody out. And Hicks about to head on out tomorrow afternoon at 12:30. Don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. TC and Tim Wakefield will be joined by Red Sox historian Gordon Eads, and the preview Chris Sale's start tomorrow against the Rays. DCU's Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
Now this is a interesting decision for John Fowler right here. You've got the potential winning run at first base. Do you bunt Young in this situation? You know, Young generally plays against left-handers. So it's a decision he's got to make. You know, do I bunt him here and get second, or try to get second and third, and get them all on the left-handed hitter who they probably walk, and then they would be facing Rutledge and Leone. So, you know, Young also has the kind of power that can hit the ball out of the ballpark. So this is an interesting choice that John Farrell's going to have to make.
And he recently hit 2 home runs.
Yes.
On the other hand, if he swings away, he risks hitting into a double play. Let's see what the manager decides to do here. He's not bunting, and he cuts and misses for strike 1. Now, do you give him the 1 swing?
I looked down at Butterfield. I did not see a sign given. So, in my opinion, he's swinging away again, unless they have talked about that beforehand. But I didn't see him give him a sign at all.
Bogarts at second, Benintendi at first. So good speed out there in the bases. Nobody out, and the 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. No sign of a bunt.
See, I think the fear is, from John Farrell's point of view, I mean, you got a guy that can take the ball out of the ballpark. There's no question about that. They would walk Moreland if the bunt was successful.
high fly ball into right field. Driving back Rasmus. Still going back. He's under though. He's got it. Bogaerts will tag and he'll advance into third base. So the Red Sox have the tying run 90 feet away with one down.
Well, you know, if you're going to make an out, that's a good out because he gets that potential tying run to third base in less than 2 outs.
And here comes Cash. Moreland will be the batter. He's walked twice and grounded out tonight. And he takes the baseball away from Ramirez. So Farquhar coming in. They're going to bring on a right-hander to face Moreland. With the Red Sox within 1 and a tying run at third base, and we'll have more in a moment. With NESN's free Red Sox text alerts, from breaking news to in-game alerts, NESN will make sure you're in the know. To sign up, text Red Sox to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. Danny Farquhar, the right-hander coming out of the bullpen. He's made 10 consecutive scoreless appearances. So Cash has a lot of trust in him. First and third for the Red Sox, and Moreland the batter. 0 for 1, 2 walks, and he has scored a run tonight. But the Red Sox have the tying run at third in the person of Xander Bogaerts with 1 out.
I think the thought in Moreland's mind right here is no ground ball. You know, get the ball, lift the ball, get it in the air.
And Farquhar with an 0-1. Fly ball foul out of play, and now he's in a hole 0-2.
And fouled off the changeup that time. That was quite a bit off the plate. See him reaching out for the off-speed pitch that's up in the zone. It's away from him, but that would have been a fly ball had it stayed in fair territory. The game would be tied.
Oh, 2 on the Red Sox first baseman, trying to pick up Bogaerts and tie it in the 8th. Rutledge on deck. Benintendi representing the go-ahead run at first. Bogaerts with a double, a hustle double to begin the inning. Benintendi took ball 4 to reach. Now Moreland trying to come through. And down he goes hacking. He strikes out. Big out there, and they're 2 away.
Gets him on a changeup that time. Worked high in the zone early and then back to the bottom of the zone and actually out of the zone to pick up the strikeout. There's the changeup grip. So a huge out. And back to the mound goes Kevin Cash. Going to make another change.
Well, he's got another right-hander to bring in to face Rutledge. So Farquhar does his job. Colomé coming in. And we'll take the break. 5-4 Tampa Bay. More in a moment. Billy and Jenny take you to their favorite spots in the North End. And don't miss this and more dining on Playbook tomorrow morning at 9. Dining Playbook is driven by your New England Chevy dealers. So it is up to Josh Rutledge as Tampa Bay has gone to their closer Alex Colomé, who has 8 saves. Tossed a perfect ninth on 8 pitches Tuesday against Kansas City. Gets ahead, strike one on Rutledge, who's gone 1 for 3. 5-4 Tampa Bay, bottom of the 8th. Red Sox have runners on the corners, but with 2 down. After the double and the walk, Young flied out. Moreland struck out. So it falls on Rutledge. Runner at first, Benintendi goes, and a ground ball to third. Longoria will throw across to retire the side. So the Red Sox squander a chance to tie the ball game. We go to the 9th inning, 5-4 Tampa Bay. Our tools of the trade presented by DeWalt FlexVolt.
Longoria with a home run, a big home run as it turns out in this game tonight. Fastball up in the zone that time. But the Red Sox have battled back, and we'll see what happens here in the ninth.
DeWalt FlexVolt is the official power tool of the Boston Red Sox. Well, certainly what has to happen here is Heath Hembree has to do what he did an inning ago and keep them off the scoreboard. So the Red Sox will have a shot come the ninth inning. Big swing and a miss by Kiermaier. He doubled his last time up. He's gone 1 for 3. Red Sox missed a chance there on a double by Bogaerts to begin the bottom of the 8th inning. Could not bring him in. So a frustrating inning for the Sox, but they'll have another crack at it if Hembree does his job here. 5 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors for Tampa Bay. 4 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors for the Red Sox. And the 2-1 fouled away. Derek Norris on deck, and then Corey Dickerson for the Rays. Their closer is in the game, Colome. So Cash is asking him to go long tonight by today's standards. Here comes the 2-2. And a line drive base hit into center field. That had Hembree ducking. So the leadoff man is on for the Rays here in the ninth. NESN is looking for youth baseball and softball teams to be a part of our live studio audience for NESN Clubhouse. Enter your son or daughter's team by visiting NESNClubhouse.com. You can click the studio audience button for your chance to win this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
A couple of options here for Kevin Cash. You've got great speed at first base in Kiermaier. He's got 6 steals. And you get the number 9 hitter at the plate. So you could sacrifice, you could steal. A lot of options.
I think that's what that throw was designed to do. Find out exactly what they were planning.
Yeah, see if Norris would square away. He did start to go into the bunt position, but you don't know if that was a deke or not.
Norris had a good night at the plate, 2 for 3.
Notice he goes into the bunt position after the ball's already being thrown to first base, so it could be a deke.
Red Sox have been out hit tonight 11-5 by Tampa Bay. Not bunting, and a strike.
I'll see if they change things up now with 1 strike on them.
Kiermaier at first base runs well. Oh, 2.
Very late on that 94-mile-an-hour fastball that time from Hembree. It's challenger time right there, and Hembree wins that challenge.
Hembree, the 6'4" right-hander with an 0-2 pitch. High pop-up on the infield. Rutledge and Bogaerts over, and Rutledge wants it. And he drops it. Throw into second base for the force there.
Well, it looks bad, but it actually works out better for the Red Sox because you get Kiermaier off the base, a guy with much better speed than Norris. I mean, it wasn't designed to do that. It was supposed to be a catch. He just missed it. But then Bogaerts able to go to second base and get the speedy Kiermaier, get him off the bases.
So it'll go as a fielder's choice. And John Farrell will take the right-hander out. And he'll bring in Robbie Scott to square off against Dickerson with one down and a runner at first base. We'll take the break and be back with more in just a moment.
Sports today will have highlights and reaction of Game 6 between the Celtics and the Wizards. NESN Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do.
Well, the runner at first base for the Rays, and Corey Dickerson will be the hitter. He's 1 for 4. He'll take on Robbie Scott. He has been tough. The left-hander through 15 appearances, a 1.04 ERA through a perfect 8th inning on Wednesday night at Milwaukee. Faced all righties, but he had a strikeout and zipped through that inning. And now a left-handed hitter. Dickerson, a guy you have to watch out for because he has power. He's hit 6 homers. He's their leadoff man, but he has some pop in the bat. 5-4 Tampa Bay. We're in the 9th inning. That will miss apparently for ball 2. Brad Miller on deck. Bullpen trying to make sure it's 5-4 going to the bottom of the 9th to give the Red Sox an opportunity. That'll be fouled back. Right now the scheduled hitters for the Red Sox in the bottom of the 9th are Leon, Bradley, and Betts. The Astros have beaten the Yankees again 5-1, so they're slowing them down. Scott with a 2-1. Missed inside. Norris on at first base with 1 away. And Scott fetches a sign from Sandy Leon. The 3-1. Strike 2. Rutledge will now take off and leave third base and go to the right side of the diamond. Scott trying to strike out Dickerson, who punched out his last time up. Ground ball instead to Bogarts by himself over there. Got the out there on the first. Not in time. No double play. They do erase Norris at second base.
Yeah, I think Bogaerts, if he had to do that again, would give him a sidearm flip at second base. He kind of laid him up with a layup. See where he is, and then that flip to second base made it a little bit more difficult to turn and double play. I think if he had to do that again, he'd probably give him that sidearm throw to second. That was a long distance to go with the underhand flip.
So Dickerson safe at first base, 2 out for Brad Miller. On the night, he's 1 for 4 with a base hit, hitting just 197. A 5-4 Tampa Bay lead. But they had a 5-0 lead in this game, and the Red Sox rallied with a big helping hand from the Rays defense to score 4 times in the bottom of the 7th. That's in for strike 1. Tampa Bay committing 3 errors in that 7th inning to help the Sox cause. And then in the 8th inning, Xander Bogaerts started out with a hustle double. It looked like the Red Sox were moments away from tying it. Benintendi then walked. Chris Young could not drive in the run. He flied out to right, advancing Xander to third base, and the Red Sox had the tying run 90 feet away. But Moreland struck out, and Rutledge grounded out routinely to third, and that was the end of that rally. Here the count 0-2 on Miller. This crowd wants a K. The 0-2 pitch. Ground ball foul.
Wanted that breaking ball more outside than what it actually was. It did get quite a bit of home plate, so that enabled Miller to foul it off. It starts it inside, and it picks up the inside corner. What they wanted to do is throw it off the outside edge. See if he'd chase it.
Oh-2, he sets up away again. And he got him on a swing and a miss. He struck him out to retire the side. Scott continues to be an unsung hero. We're going to the bottom of the 9th inning. TC and Wake getting ready for their turn. And they're hoping to be talking about a Red Sox rally for a win in the bottom of the 9th. Alex Cobb very tough tonight, 6 1/3. You see 3 earned runs against him, but he was really good for a long time. Longoria hit one out of Fenway. Turned out to be a quality start for Rick Porcello, but right now he would take the loss. Sandy Leon 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. That occurred in the 7th inning, and he's going to lead off the 9th here. The Red Sox trailing by 1 run. Colomé, their closer, into his 2nd inning. So Sandy 1 for 3. Jackie Bradley on deck, followed by Mookie Betts.
You look down at first base and you see Logan Morrison back on the grass, and he's deep and he's on the line. He wants nothing down between him and that foul line for a double. Playing no doubles, infield and outfield.
Off the edge, 1 ball, 1 strike. Tampa Bay with 2 runs in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. The Red Sox did all their scoring in the 7th. Putting 4 up there. And Colomé with a 1-1. A strike. And perhaps a generous call there.
That high pitch all night long pretty much is going as strikes.
The 1-2 pitch to the Sox catcher. It's a little trickler. Charging in, Morrison flips it. Colomé got there in time for the out. 1 man gone.
Well, good glove work by Morrison at first base. I mean, he took a gamble, in my opinion, by shuffling that ball over out of his glove. I thought he had time to flip it to the pitcher covering, but he decides to just take it right out of the glove to first base and makes a very nice play. It's not that easy to control with a big first baseman's mitt.
One away for Jackie Bradley, looking for his first hit tonight. Reached on an error by the second baseman in the 7th inning. It was actually a double error on Miller. Jackie wound up at second on it. First pitch will be downstairs, according to the umpire. That is ball 1. He may have missed that one. Mookie Betts on deck. Colomé fires. A strike. Now Mookie Betts was the hitting star yesterday in Milwaukee. Will that happen again here tonight at Fenway? Colomé's 1-1 to JBJ. Behind a ball and 2 strikes.
There's a lot of cut fastballs from Colomé. 88, 89 miles an hour.
Bradley 1 for 3 with 2 walks against Colomé. And the right-hander with a 1-2 pitch. 2-2. Since the Red Sox scored the 4 runs to pull to within 1, they have had chances to tie the ball game or take the lead. They've been lacking the big hit. That one off the outside to make it 3-2. So Jackie has run it full. Betts waiting on deck. This crowd looking for a magic moment on this Friday night. Here comes the 3-2. And he struck him out.
Oh, come on. That ball appeared to be outside. Take another look at it. Pitch number 6. Cut fastball again. And you can see the catcher bring it back toward the corner.
Jackie's shaking his head, a strikeout victim. So 2 down. Mookie Betts 0 for 4 tonight. He's popped up, grounded out, flied out, and grounded out again. He'll look at a strike. Nobody on base, 2 away. Bottom of the 9th, 5-4 Tampa Bay. And Colomé with an 0-1. 1-1.
It's been cutter after cutter after cutter from Colomé.
Pedroia would hit next if Betts can reach. The 1-1. Foul tip to the mid, and it's 1-2.
Once again, the cut fastball.
There's a shot into left center field. On the run is Dickerson. On the run, Kiermaier. Kiermaier makes the play, and that's the ball game. A long running catch, and the Red Sox go in order in the bottom of the 9th inning. TC game 1 of this series goes to Tampa Bay 5-4.